This is Phil Kornblut with Sports Talk at the stadium from Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, where tonight the Gamecocks picked up their first SEC win, defeating Mississippi State in a thrilling ball game, 37-30, a game loaded with big plays on both sides. And what was really interesting about the game is that both teams played out of character what they have done to this point in the season. Mississippi State, which was a great passing team under the late Mike Leach, with the quarterback Will Rogers, who had set 29 school records prior to tonight and was closing in on the SEC's all-time leading passing mark, has over 11,000 passing yards in his career. Well, he's been doing mostly turning and handing the ball off to his running backs, in particular, Joquavius March, who came in as the SEC's leading rusher at 108 yards per game. But Rogers threw for a career high 487 yards. He also had a touchdown and he had an interception. He was 30 of 48. So Mississippi State, which had been running the ball extensively, turned around and threw the ball. All right, one more time. In three, two, one. This is Phil Kornblut, Sports Talk at the stadium from Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, where tonight the Gamecocks knocked off Mississippi State 37-30 for the first SEC win of the season. Exciting ball game, a lot of big plays. But what was really interesting to me was the changing character of these two teams with how they played the game tonight. Mississippi State's been running the ball all season. Tonight they threw it. The Gamecocks have been throwing the ball all season. And tonight they really worked on establishing their running game. Both were successful with what they were trying to do. The Gamecocks just got off to a nice lead and was able to hold on. The game was tied a couple of times. The Gamecocks never lost the lead. But that quick start kind of gave them an edge early on against the Bulldogs to put them in catch-up mode. A lot of big plays tonight, done bigger than the ones made by USC receiver Xavier Legette, who was spectacular, had a 76-yard touchdown catch and a 75-yard touchdown catch. He had some huge numbers tonight. Spencer Rattler was really, really good. You know, this was a Mississippi State team that coming in had the worst secondary in terms of statistics coverage. In the SEC, you would think South Carolina would have thrown 50 balls at them. Instead, Rattler ended up throwing uh, 20 times, but he completed 18, 288, and three touchdowns. His quarterback rating was outstanding, 260 and a half. So he had a very, very solid, if not spectacular night with his numbers, but he had several big throws and deep throws, in particular, the ones to Legette. A lot of points to recount here just very quickly. The Gamecocks jumped out to a 14-0 lead, two long drives, six plays, 98 yards, 76-yard touchdown pass to Legette, 16 plays, 99 yards, and a 17-yard touchdown pass to Knox. They're up 14-0, but State comes back, 65-yard touchdown pass to Griffin, their receiver, who was spectacular tonight. What kind of night did he have? 7 catches for 256 yards. It was a two-play drive that made it 14-7. And then Marks runs in to complete a three-play drive, a quick three-play drive, a 7-yard run for him. Game is tied at 14. Kerryon Joyner put the Gamecocks back on top with a 2-yard touchdown run, a 13-play, 75-yard drive. The Gamecocks had a 98-yard drive, a 99-yard drive, a 75-yard drive. They went for two, faked the kick, went for two. That failed. 20 to 14 for the Gamecocks at that point. Mississippi State goes down, kicks a field goal at the very end of the half, 20-17. Very entertaining first half. Second half, Gamecocks strike quickly. Legette, 75-yard touchdown pass from Rattler. Puts the Gamecocks back up by 10, 27-17. The backup quarterback Wright for Mississippi State came in to complete a 9-play, 75-yard drive, a 1-yard run to make it 27-24. Mississippi State ties it with a field goal after recovering a Gamecock fumble, makes it 27-27. The Gamecocks respond with Mitch Jeter, a field goal by him, 30-27. Then Mario Anderson, after the Gamecocks recovered a fumble, he finishes off a quick four-play, 22-yard drive, a 9-yard touchdown run to make it 37-27. Mississippi State took a field goal on a drive instead of trying to go all the way in to score, settled for the field goal, knowing they had to have a field goal touchdown in there somewhere. 37-30. They tried the onside kick, and it was recovered by Gamecock Joyner, and they ran out the clock. 519 total yards. Mississippi State, 432 for the Gamecocks, 288 through the air for USC, 487 for the Bulldogs, but only 32 rushing yards, Mississippi State. The Gamecocks finished with a season high 144. Both teams had 4 sacks, and the Gamecocks had 9 tackles for loss. And Anderson establishing himself perhaps as the Gamecocks' go-to running back now. 28 carries for him, 88 yards, and a touchdown. So a lot of big numbers out there for both teams. And after the ball game, Shane Beamer said that they wanted to establish the run tonight. They knew that they could throw it on Mississippi State when they needed to, if they had to. Their goal was to establish the running game for the first time all season. He feels like they successfully did that. He obviously was not happy with the play of the secondary. Uh, Defense up front did not get enough pressure, even though they had 4 sacks, did not get enough pressure overall on the quarterback, and the secondary had many breakdowns to allow Griffin in particular to get behind him and make those big plays. That will have to be addressed as they get ready to go to Tennessee to face another big play offense with quarterback Joe Milton and those receivers with the balls. No major injuries of concern coming out of this ball game, Beamer said at the post-game press conference. So there you go with the recap of this one. Full house at the Williams-Brice Stadium. They were loud and into the ball game, and the Gamecocks gave them a lot to cheer about. Spencer Rattler right now is just in another universe throwing the football, especially his last few games here at Williams-Brice. He's been uncanny. So another strong showing for him tonight in front of the fans and pro scouts and all that kind of stuff. So Gamecocks even their record of 2-2, 1-1 in the SEC. Final once again from Williams-Brice, Gamecocks winners tonight of Mississippi State by a final 37-30.